Today we are going to learn about a new experiment, which is colorimetric estimation of copper in a given copper sulfate solution. And the law behind which this experiment is based on is Beer-Lambert's law. So when a monochromatic light of intensity I0 is passed through a colored solution, a part of light will be absorbed, where a part of light will be transmitted. And the intensity of the transmitted light is I. So log of I0 by I is equal to absorbance, that is A. According to Beer-Lambert's law, the amount of light absorbed is directly proportional to C and T, where C is the concentration of the analyte and T is the path length of the analyte. And based on this law, we are going to find the unknown copper sulfate solution's concentration. So let's see how it is done practically. So this is how the setup of colorimetry experiment will look like. You will be provided 2 burettes. So one burette is meant for copper sulfate solution. So it will be provided you in a beaker. You need to fill this burette till 0 mark with copper sulfate solution, which is acting as an analyte. While the other burette is meant for ammonia. You need to fill this ammonia in this burette till 0 mark. Here ammonia acts as a complexing agent. So when you add this ammonia to your copper sulfate solution, you will find that color will change to deep blue. And this is due to the formation of a complex which is known as cuprammonium complex. So after filling your burettes till 0 mark with the respective solutions, on the other side you have 7 volumetric flasks of 50 ml each. You can find the labeling over them, like you can see one labeled as blank, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Along with these 6 volumetric flasks, you will be provided one more flask with test solution. In this test solution, you will find the unknown volume of copper sulfate whose concentration you have to measure. Now the first part of this experiment is to prepare the series of the standard solution so that we can estimate the concentration of unknown copper sulfate solution. Let's start. Let me show you how to prepare this solution marked as 5. This 5 represents that 5 ml of copper sulfate solution you need to add in this volumetric flask, and then 5 ml of ammonia into it, rest is water. So let me show you this, how to prepare this solution. So since it is labeled as 5, add 5 ml of copper sulfate from the burette to this volumetric flask. After adding 5 ml of copper sulfate into this flask, next thing you need to add is 5 ml of ammonia from the burette. Let's add 5 ml of ammonia. And you can see the change in the color of the solution due to the formation of cuprammonium complex. So since this is a 50 ml volumetric flask, so rest you need to make this solution till 50 ml by adding distilled water. With the lid, shake the solution properly, and then you place it back. Likewise, let me show you one more solution, that is 10 ml. The volumetric flask labeled as 10. It means you need to add 10 ml of copper sulfate into this. After adding 10 ml of copper sulfate, ammonia volumes remains the same, that is 5 ml. And then add distilled water. Put the lid, shake it and keep it back. So likewise, you have to prepare 15 ml, that means 15 ml of ammonia, 15 ml of copper sulfate, 5 ml ammonia, rest water. 20, that means 20 ml of copper sulfate, 5 ammonia, rest water. 25 ml of copper sulfate, 5 ammonia, rest water. After preparing all these 5 solutions, the volumetric flask labeled as blank. Blank means there should be no copper sulfate into this. It means you need to add 5 ml of ammonia in this blank solution and rest water. So it will be a colorless solution since there is no copper sulfate in this. And now your blank solution is ready. And the remaining 7th volumetric flask, which is labeled as test solution, where we have provided you unknown volume of copper sulfate. To this, you need to add 5 ml of ammonia and rest water. So that is the first part of this experiment to prepare the standard solution. So this is how we have already prepared, and as you can see, as the amount of copper sulfate is increasing in these solutions, the intensity of the color is also increasing. That is what Beer-Lambert's law is. After preparing all your solutions, the second part is to find out the absorbance, and this can be done using photoelectric colorimeter, which we have already set to 620 nanometer. Now let's see how to start with the experiment. So we have to start with the blank solution first in order to make the absorbance reading to 0. So before measuring the absorbance, you have to rinse this cuvette with a very small quantity of the analyte solution and then fill the cuvette with up to this level. With the help of filter paper, you wipe and it should be properly dried. And now you can place your cuvette in the sample holder. So once you have placed your blank solution in the cuvette in the colorimeter, you have to now set this reading to 0 using the calibration knob. So slightly you move this knob and bring this reading to 0. So once it has set to 0, now you can start measuring the absorbance of the other solutions. So you can discard this solution and let's start with the solution labeled as 5. So before measuring the absorbance of any solution, we should rinse the cuvette with a small amount of that solution first. And now fill it. With the help of filter paper, you wipe it now. And place it in the sample holder in colorimeter. So you can see the display is showing some value, that is the absorbance of light by this solution. You need to note down these absorbance values in your observation table, and likewise you have to find the absorbance of light by all other solutions. So let me show you one more solution. Let's take now 10 ml, rinse with a very small amount of this solution, rinse the cuvette. Fill it now. And wipe with the filter paper. place in the colorimeter, and you can find the absorbance by 10 ml solution. So likewise, you have to measure the absorbance for all the solution, including your test solution. And copy these readings in your observation table. So this is how your observation table will look like. So as the volume of copper sulfate is increasing, you can find the increase in absorbance as well. So after getting this, you have to plot a calibration curve between absorbance versus volume of copper sulfate. Volume of copper sulfate should be taken on the x-axis while the absorbance on the y-axis. So once you mark the points on the graph, you have to draw a straight line passing through the origin and with a maximum number of points coming in a straight line. So through this calibration curve, since you know the absorbance of the unknown copper sulfate solution, like here, somewhat if you take an example like this is somewhere here, the absorbance of the unknown volume of copper sulfate. So corresponding to this, what is the volume of unknown copper sulfate? So like you have to draw a straight line towards your graph, and wherever it intersects with your graph, with your line, you have to draw perpendicular towards the x-axis, and wherever this line intersects your x-axis, that is the volume of unknown copper sulfate. And this is how you find out.